I think, well, actually, maybe we should do a review of what we did last week, because last week we kind of jumped into more advanced stuff. So I think if we all go to page 46, I'm sorry, actually, maybe let's start on page 43, which is going to be a review for those who were in class last week. But I think Morris and Alan, were you, two of you, I think, were out last week.
Oh, we were here last week. It was the week before.
The week before. Okay. All right. Were you, Alan, were you here last? I can't remember if you were.
I wasn't here because of the confusion on the
yes, on the Zoom end. Yes, no worries. I just wanted to review, maybe we'll start on page 43. Possessive endings for singular nouns and adjective as nouns. So I'm sorry, actually, let's start on page 42. Now, we did go over this last week, so we'll just do it briefly. On page 42 at the top of the page, adjectives as nouns, we've learned that the Hebrew adjective can also be used to describe nouns. The way that's done is putting the letter hey, which in Hebrew also means the, in front of the noun. So the adjective can be used alone as a noun, and it translates as like as the ones. For example, and you see in the first sentence, hu hatov, he is the good one. If it just said hu tov, it's just a simple sentence with the assumed linking verb in the present tense. He is good. In the second example, hem hakadoshim, they are the holy ones, the holy ones. If you lost the hey, it would just be hem kadoshim, they are holy, which simply makes it an adjective. Moving forward, we talked about possessive endings for Hebrew nouns and how in English we show possession by using separate words, my, your, his, her, our. Possession is shown in Hebrew by attaching special endings to nouns. So in this chapter, we're just going to learn four endings for my, your, his, and her, and how they attach to the what they call the base form of the noun. The letters of the base form are the same as the letters of the noun, and we can look on page 43 to see that. The word bait, house, the base form is still bit, yud, taf, okay? And you kind of, I'll use the term conjugate like that of a verb to attach the correct endings, the correct possessive endings. And this is an example to help you recognize possessive endings and the base forms to which they're attached. So if you look on page 43, bait, the base form becomes beit, my house, beiti, beitcha, beitech, beito, beita. Okay, so you'll notice that there's a masculine ending for cha, for you masculine, the same way we'd ask ma shimcha to a male, what is your name? Ma shimcha, it becomes beitcha. So which is your house, for example, if I were to ask Alan. But if I were to ask Barb, I'd ask Barb, what is your name? Ma shmech, ma shmech. I'd ask her, which is your house? Or what is your house? Ma beitech, beitech, which is your house, female. Okay. Moving on to page 44.
And Courtney, can I ask you a quick question? It seems like there isn't a set rule for changing the vowel. So word by word, it just changes, but you get from take and ta and all that. So you just have to kind of memorize them.
I'm sorry, Barb. I want to fully understand your question. Are you meaning are you
So-
talking about the possessive endings?
Not the ending, but the vowel that works with the ending. So
Oh, you mean-
take versus ta. If you're going by the feminines.
Oh,
it's-
you mean like which nikud, like which vowel you're using, if you're using the like which
Yes.
Yeah, it just varies, and you'll see it and recognize it. When you write, you'll be writing without vowels anyway. So when you read it, you'll just read it and it will still sound, although sometimes, as you see, going back to page 43, the vowel does change slightly.
Right.
For example, on the third dot on the bottom of page 43, so the very last line, the form cha, your masculine, as in ma shimcha or ma beitcha, also appears as echa, for example, beitecha. And we hear that in the V'ahavta, right? Ubeitecha, uvisharecha, right? So yes, sometimes the vowels will change. There's no particular rule for it. You'll just have to recognize it when you see it. It's just a memorization thing.
Okay.
Page 44, top of the page, many nouns change their vowels, which would also change the way they're spelled in writing when the possessive endings are attached. So let's see here. We'd be reading down, right, in Hebrew. So we'll start with the word davar, and I'm gonna have Brenda start. Davar means word, right, or thing or object in modern Hebrew, but word for biblical purposes. The base form becomes davar, right? Like when we talk about what davar, davar Torah, something like that. That's the base form. And then I'm going to have Barb read the conjugations for my, your, his, and her. Barb, if you would, or I'm sorry, Brenda, if you would.
Okay, so the conjugation is devari, which is my word. Devarecha.
Devarcha.
Will you say it again?
Oh. Devarcha.
Devarcha for your word masculine. Devarech, your word feminine. Devaro, his word, and devara, her word.
Devara, her word. And you see also that in biblical Hebrew, they put a dot in the hay at the end of it to signal that they've made it a feminine possessive ending. So they add the vowel of the and then they put a dot in the hay, which is only in biblical Hebrew. Does everybody see that little dot there, in case you're wondering why, in the middle of the hay?
Yep, looks like the hay is pregnant.
It does. It does. It's a little baby hay incubating. Okay, and then Barb, do you want to take the word bat for daughter?
So bat is the base, and beat, because you said it's like beats for daughter. So it would be BT, beatcha, beitich, beito, and beta.
Beta. Exactly. And we see the vowel under the taf and the little dot, the nikud, in the hay. So some nouns do not change their vowels when possessive endings are added. Ed, do you want to take the word for Sabbath, Shabbat?
Shabbat, which the base form is Shabbat, so it's Shabbati for my Shabbat, my Sabbath. Shabbatcha, Shabbatcha, yours. Shabbatech for Elizabeth feminine. Shabbato, his, and Shabbata for her Sabbath.
Her Sabbath, yes. Alan, the next column for Yom, day.
Yom, day, the base is Yom. Although the mem changes.
Yes. It changes
Because it's
from a mem,
no longer the last letter. Yomi is my day. Yom Ha is your day masculine. Yomech is your day feminine. Yomo is his day, and Yoma is her day.
Yes, exactly. So on the top of page, on the top of page 45, when endings are attached to words that end in ah, the ah sound with the hey at the end, the hey is replaced by a taf. And the reason is to make it pronounceable. So like Birkat Mazon, for example, or Simchat Torah. It's not Simchat Torah, Simchat Torah. So the base form changes. Morris, we can see this with the word Torah. And if you could read down through the base forms that we've learned.
Okay. So Torat is a base form.
Yes.
A Torati is my Torah. Torat Techa, your Torah, masculine. Toratech, your Torah, feminine. Torato, his Torah. And Torah ta, her Torah.
Orata. Yes. And
Courtney,
yes,
you mentioned Simchat Torah.
yes.
What would be, how would you say my Simchat Torah? Where do you put the possessive?
My Simchat Torah, like my holiday or something.
Is it
Yeah.
like Simchati,
Like
Torati? I
Is
think
it-
is what he's
No.
asking.
Oh yeah, like well, it would be like Simchat Torati. Yeah,
Okay, I just,
yeah.
thank you.
Or yeah, yeah. So just like thinking that through, like how you'd say it. Yeah. Okay. A few words like av have unusual endings. Av meaning father. Let's see. Are we on Brenda or Barb?
Think me.
After
Okay.
Brenda.
So father, the base form is Avi. And then my father is Avi. Masculine, your father is Aviha.
Avicha.
And your father feminine would be Avik. And his father is Aviv.
Aviv, and the vav becomes the hard vav and not the soft with the vowel sound.
And her father is Aviha.
Avia.
Avia.
Avia. Yeah, Avia. Very good.
Courtney, one more, like
Yeah.
Ellen's question, Yom Tov is holiday, right?
Yes, literally good day or holiday. Yeah.
It would be Yom Tovi or Yomi Tov. It was
You-
my holiday. If you don't know, that's okay.
Oh yeah, you actually wouldn't say it like that. You wouldn't
Oh.
say my
My
holiday
holiday?
like Yomi Tov. Yeah, you probably say Chagigi, like Chag is like actually, you know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah. So Yeah, I just don't think it would be, like, it wouldn't be written and it wouldn't be said. Yomi Tov. Yeah, I wouldn't say it like that, and it wouldn't be like Yomi Tovi. It wouldn't be that either. So yeah, I'll have to ask. I don't really know how you technically do it, but you wouldn't say it like that. You'd say like Chag Sheli or Chagi. Yeah, my holiday. Because actually Chag means holiday, like Yom is actually Yom Tov. Yeah. So my good day, yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. Last week, so I think we're going to move on to page 47. We read through and translated the following Hebrew words, which we could do again, but I think what might be more helpful is maybe to just do the, not exercise 1 on page 47, but exercise 2. And instead of, like I said, instead of matching Hebrew nouns with the singular possessive endings, we'll just read and translate. So I'll do the first one, Beitah, her house, Beitah, her house. Okay, the second one, if we could read like reading across.
Is that like his Torah, Torah to?
Torah to, his Torah, yes. Brenda?
Aviv, his dad, his father.
Yes, his father.
Shema, her name.
Yes. And again, we talked last week about, I think they're called homophones in English, things that sound the same, but are spelled differently. Shema for her name and Shema, right? For listen, you'd spell it differently, one. So that's how in reading it, how you'd be able to tell the difference. And when you're saying it, you just know it in context, right? If you were telling someone to listen or hear, or if you were saying her name. Okay. So after Shema is
Pita, her daughter.
yes. And what if we wanted to say her house?
Beta,
Beta, yes.
Then there's Malkech, which would be her king, your king feminine, right?
Yes.
Chastecha. It would be
So the root word is chesed.
chesed is kindness. So
Yes.
it's his kindness.
So chastecha, the cha ending is for your masculine.
Kindness. Okay, your
Your
kindness.
kindness, your masculine, yes.
Avia, which is her father.
Avia, her father, yes.
Artsacha, which is your land masculine.
Artsacha is your land masculine, yes.
I think we're on Alan.
oh, sorry. Bir
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Alan.
Birchati. My
we just-
blessing.
Yes, my blessing. And you just try to look for the root word in there, which you can often find with what I call the shoresh, the 3 root consonant letters. In this case, beit, resh, chaf. So, and you think, oh, bracha, birkati, my blessing. Okay.
Yeah, my problem wasn't the shorish. Mine was trying to remember the possessive.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. He is literally like, I think of E as me. It kind of rhymes with me. And so yeah, I don't know if that helps at all.
Okay.
Next one is Mech, which would be your people, feminine.
Yes.
Ima, which would be my mother.
Ima. So, okay, so this is another homophone, right? Because Ima, and if you hear it's more like you hit harder, pronounce harder at the front end of the word. Ima is mother. Ima is her mother.
Oh,
I don't know if you like slightly hear the difference, but again, it sounds the same, really. It's just written differently. So Ima for mother is Aleph Mem Aleph. Ima for her mother is Aleph Mem Hey with the dot in the center.
okay.
Does that make sense? Her mother, yeah. So it would be using the formal word M.
Next word is beneath,
Benech,
benek, and that is your son, to feminine.
yes.
Vara is her word.
Ivara, yes.
Imcha is your mother, feminine,
Masculine.
masculine. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Ha.
Ka
The-
is-
Yeah,
ka is
it's
masculine.
counterintuitive because I usually indicates feminine, right? Especially in other languages, bonita or something like that. But in Hebrew, the cha ending is masculine. I think it's Ed,
Is it
or
my
is it
turn?
Morris? It might, yeah, sorry.
It's Ed's turn.
My turn?
Yeah,
I'll get it. BT, which would be my daughter.
yes. And what if you wanted to say my house?
Bati,
Beiti. Yeah, like Beit is the base form of Bait, like Beit Knesset,
Right.
house of, yeah.
And there'd be a yud in there, right?
Yes.
Okay, Shimcha, and I don't know, I'm blanking on it.
That's okay. The root word is Shem.
Right, so that's name, right?
Yes.
So is that a masculine, his name,
Your name.
your name? Okay.
So yeah, so actually, if you wanted to ask somebody in Hebrew, the formal way to say that is ma, for what, like ma tov. It could also mean how, but it normally means what. Ma shimcha. If that's how I'd ask you, what is your name? And how would you answer? How would you say my name?
Shemi Moshe.
Yes, Shmi Moshe. Barb, ma shmech.
Me, Barb.
Shmi Barb. Alan, ma shimcha.
Me, Avraham.
Shmi Avraham.
Shmi Avraham.
Morris, I already asked you. Who didn't I ask? Brenda, ma shmech.
I just listened to every single person and now
That's okay.
blank.
What is your name? Shmi.
Brenda.
Shmi Brenda.
Or my
Shmi.
Hebrew name. Which one do you want?
Oh, either any which one. No wrong answer. Well, I guess there are wrong answers. You could give the wrong name. Okay, that's how you ask in Hebrew. So yeah. Okay. Now I've completely lost where we are. I think
Back to Brenda.
back to Brenda. Okay.
The next one is Amo, his people.
Yeah. And I think we see that in prayers with Amo Yisrael, right? His people Israel. I know that there's a prayer we say Amo Yisrael. On the end of it, I can't think of the name of the prayer, but okay. His people Israel.
Okay, and Beiti, which is my house.
Yes. Ed, technically you're next in my viewing, but we can go by the way we've been going.
Yeah, I think it's Alan next.
Yeah.
Malchut. No, go ahead, Ed.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. No, I think it's Alan. I messed up the order just because you guys changed positions on my computer for some reason.
Go ahead, Alan.
Okay. Malchuto is his king.
His kingdom. Malchut.
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
kingdom.
okay.
How would you say his king?
Malachto. Melach.
Malko. Malko. So just
okay.
like in, yeah, Malkech, your king, the cha becomes a hard k, and you add the vav.
Okay.
Malko.
Courtney, may I ask a question before we move on?
Yeah.
I'm looking back at her father, Avia. And the way that I learned how to read Hebrew is to read down consonant and then the vowel, consonant and then the vowel. But in this instance, it doesn't seem like we're really making an H sound. Is it just that it's subtle?
It's subtle. Avia.
Okay.
Avia.
But
Yeah.
Courtney, isn't it because it's the last letter in the word? Like,
Yeah.
that you pronounce it that way? That's the way I learned it.
Yeah. You don't add that because there isn't a letter after it. You absorb it. Like, I guess what Alan would say, what Alan's explanation is. You don't add the extra. If you were going to have an ending, the would come like under the yud, which it doesn't. But if it were to go under the yud, it would be like aviyah, ya, as opposed to aviyah. Do you hear the like slight difference there? That's probably not a good example, but yes, you're right. I mean, Alan's example or Alan's explanation is correct. You don't add another at the end. It becomes absorbed in front of it because it's the last letter. So it's like avia. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Isn't
Okay.
it
Yeah.
isn't it the same with chet?
Yeah.
The chet, you go ach instead of
Avia.
ha.
Yeah. Yeah. You absorb the vowel before the final letter. Yeah. It doesn't, and I don't know what like the rule is for that, but that is the rule. You don't, you wouldn't add the extra on the end of it. You put it in before it absorbs before the final letter.
Thank you.
So I know we did this last week, but I think it couldn't hurt to do exercise 3 on page 48 again, which is a short questions with answers. And we just have somebody read the question and answer it and then translate. Number 3 or exercise 3, number 1. And I don't.
I think
Are
we're
we
up to me.
Ed, okay.
Me bitech BT Sarah. So that would be asking a female, who is your daughter? And answering, my daughter is Sarah.
Yes. And I think it's Alan next.
No, I think it's Morris.
Oh, Morris. Okay, I switched
Okay.
it. Okay.
Ma Shami, what is your name? And
Shmi. E, like as in me. What is my name?
Ma
Ma.
Shmi.
Oh, Shmi. I know not all these questions make sense. We actually learned that last week. They're just, I think, meant for learning. But
Okay.
yeah, what is my name?
Okay.
Just pretend you're an
Shimcha.
Alzheimer's patient. What's my name?
Shimcha
Yeah.
Moshe. My name is Moshe.
No, it's actually somebody telling you, Shimcha, your name is Moshe.
Your name is Moshe. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, got it.
Okay, question 3. Mi bana,
Me, Bana.
who is her son?
Yes.
Bana Abraham. Her son is Abraham.
Yes.
Me, Malki. That's
Yes.
the, who is my king, Malki.
Yes.
And Malchecha, Moshe, my king is Moses.
Malkacha
Your
Moshe.
king,
Yes.
your king masculine is Moses.
Your king masculine is Moses. Yes.
Ma devaro emet. What is your word? Your word is truth.
His word, Devaro.
His word
Like
is truth.
Amo Yisrael, his people
Okay. What is
Israel.
his word? His word is truth.
Yeah, Devaro Emet.
Ma Malchutecha. What is your kingdom? Malchuti Beiti. My kingdom is my house or my home.
Yes.
Ma Kadosh. What is holy? HaTorah Kadosha. The Torah is holy.
Yes.
Number 8. Mi Avia, who is her father? Who Avia Vimo Vishmo Ushmo
Yes. Ushmo.
Moshe. So who is her father? Her father's name is Moshe? Is Moshe?
No. Yeah, this is a complicated one. So who is her father? And who actually means he. It's the pronoun for he in English. So he is assumed linking verb, present tense, avia. He is her father. U, which is and when you put the vav in front of a letter. Sometimes it sounds like a hard vav and sometimes it sounds soft. In this case, it's u, ushmo, and his name is Moshe.
Okay.
Ma Artzecha, which is what is your land? Israel, Artzi, Ba'ami.
Mhm.
Israel is my land and my people, or
Yes.
my nation.
Yes. 4 is a review of the noun sentence, like adjectives as nouns. So just read and translate. I can do the first one just to remind us. Number 1, mispar achad, number 1, hu hagadol. He is the great one. Mispar shtaim.
Anachnu habruchim. We are the blessed.
The blessed ones. We are the
Okay.
blessed ones. But you could also translate it as we are the blessed or the blessed.
They are,
Him,
go ahead.
him, harabim, they are the many.
They are the many, or the plentiful, yes.
Hain, Kadoshim. They are the holy ones.
So this is a trick one, because
Okay.
it doesn't have a hey.
Okay, so Hain, Kadoshim, they
So it simply becomes an adjective. They are
holy.
holy, yes.
Number 5, he bracha.
He ha-brucha.
Brachu.
Brucha. Brucha.
She is the holy, or she is the blessed.
She is the blessed one, yeah. She is, yeah, she is blessed. It's more like she is the blessed one, but I mean, you can assume the one, I guess, depending on context, but yeah.
Number 6, Ani hatova. I am the good one. Ooh,
Yes. So last week, we already did number 5, and I think it would be unfair because we already found the secret sentence. But for extra credit, Alan, you can do this one on your own and see if you can spell out, and everyone got extra credit for being able to spell out the little word, the word in the box. Okay.
Okay.
Not now. I'm not saying,
Yeah,
yeah.
no.
Yeah. Okay. So 49 is rewriting sentences, replacing the word that's underlined with the word that follows. So it gives you, and so then you have to change the rest of the sentence to conjugate it accordingly, okay? And let's just, I'll do the example and then maybe we can work through the first one together. He bat tova. He meaning she, right? So that's a pronoun, female. She, bat, is, so bat is daughter. Tova, she is a good daughter. Again, the adjective follows the noun and it conjugates to the noun. So she is a good daughter. And then there's the aleph, which basically means number 1, or what, so the word ben is here, which means son. So instead of saying she is a good daughter, we need to change it. We need to change the pronoun, right, to
Okay.
he, which is who
Oh.
ben tov. He is a good son. And again, the adjective follows the noun and it conjugates to both the singular or plural and masculine or feminine. So it's a little confusing the way it's written, but so maybe I'll do the first one as well. Mispar chad, number 1, atem banim bruchim. So ata is masculine singular. Atem with the mem sofit is you masculine plural. So aten, 10 with the nun sofit is feminine plural. So atem, you masculine plural. Banim bruchim, you are blessed sons. Or it could be children because banim could include masculine and feminine. So, well, actually, aleph is the same word, banim. So we
Well,
already know
actually,
that one.
It says hab.
it adds the
Oh,
ha.
it adds ha. Okay, right. Okay, so now we're going to make it from a short sentence to a noun sentence. So, or to actually specifics. So yes, so atem, you are, what would we do to make it, you are good or blessed children, you are blessed children to you are, what is it trying to say?
You are the blessed children.
The
You're
blessed
the-
children, specific. Yes, so how do we do that?
I would-
Atem
Habanim habruchim.
Yes, the ha goes in front of both the noun and the adjective when it becomes specific. You are habanim habruchim, the blessed children. What about if you just wanted to say, you are the blessed ones?
Ata habrachim.
Atem habruchim,
Atem habrachim.
atem habruchim. You are the blessed ones. I just made that one up. So yeah. All right. So number one, that's how we conjugate it when it became a specific with respect to male children or mixed masculine and feminine plural children. But bet changes it to habanot. Whose turn is it? All right, Barb, I'm going to pick you. We're going to restart with you and go from
Okay.
there.
Okay,
So bet habanot, why don't you tell us what, starting with what the word is that they want us to use?
I don't know. Is it daughters? No.
Daughters, it is.
Oh,
So-
good.
So bat becomes banot. It's one of those, yeah.
Right, so it would be aten,
Aten, yes, with the nun sofit.
habanot, bruchot.
Yes, aten, habanot, habruchot. And what does that mean?
You, feminine, are good daughters or blessed daughters.
Yes.
Okay,
Gimel, which means number 3 in Hebrew. I think, Ellen, it's your turn.
Yeah. So we're changing it to bot. So it would be at, bot, baruch, baruchot. No, at, bot, baruchat.
Yes. And what does that mean?
You are a blessed daughter.
Yes. Dalet, which means arba, dalet, arba.
Okay, I think it's my turn. At habat habracha. You are the blessed daughter.
Abrucha. Yes, you are the blessed daughter. Hey, which is 5.
It's my turn. It's Habain. So it'll be Ahem, Habain, Habracha.
Okay, so let's go. What does ben mean?
It's son.
Son. Ha ben is the,
The son.
the son. Yes, when you put a hey in front of word, the son. So you want to say, you are the blessed son. So we have to conjugate the you, we have to make it singular, right? Because ben is singular.
Oh, so it'd be Ata,
Ata,
Habain, Barucho,
baruch.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Ata, haben, habaruch. You are the blessed son.
Okay.
Yes.
So I start number 2. Do you want me just to translate the sentence first?
Yes.
Before I go?
Yes.
Hayom kadosh v'tov. So the day is holy and good.
Yes, and just so you know, in modern spoken Hebrew, and sometimes in biblical Hebrew too, hayom literally means today. So but I think in this sentence, they mean it as the day because that's the way the sentence makes sense. But if you normally said hayom, it means today. Okay, but hayom, the day is holy and good. Yes. So Aleph, mispar chad,
Ima.
ima.
So we're gonna say the mom is holy and good.
Well, actually, ima with the aleph, mem, then the nikud of the vowel ah with the hey with the dot in the center actually means
Her mom.
her mom. Yes.
Okay, so, okay, so Ima, Kadosha Vatova.
Yes. Ima, kadosha, v'tova. Her mother is holy and good.
Okay, and then hayamim, which is today's plural.
Oh, the days.
The days. Okay, so kedoshim v'tovim.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hamalchiyot, which is the kingdom, the kingdoms.
The kingdoms. And this is one of those more irregular endings where they add a yud in there because they don't say hamalchutot, they say hamalchuyot. Just you got to learn it. Hamalchuyot.
Hamalchi, so it'd be Hamalchiyot, Kedoshot,
Yep.
V'tovot.
Yep.
we're up to Ed.
Okay, Avicha, which is your father. So it would be Avicha Kadosh V'tov. Your father is holy and good.
Yes. Your father masculine or feminine?
Your father masculine.
Yes.
But the adjectives have to be masculine because you're talking about the father, so they have to match.
Yes.
Of.
Yep. They're matching with the noun.
Right.
Yep.
Because that can get confusing.
Yes, it does. Okay, mispal shalosh.
All right. Chasdo Gadol. The big kindness.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What did you say?
I think the big kindness.
So whose kindness are we talking about? Chesed, chesed shelo. So they conjugated, they used a possessive pronoun for chesed. So whose kindness
So
is
it'd be a
great?
masculine plural.
Masculine singular. His
singular.
kindness,
Okay.
chasdo.
His kindness. So his great kindness.
So actually, chasdo gadol. His kindness is great.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. If you wanted to say his great kindness, how would you say that?
Hagadol.
Yes. Chasdo hagadol. His great kindness.
Okay. Hagadol. Hagadol.
All right.
Brenda.
Brenda,
Okay, are we on Aleph or on
Aleph.
Aleph?
3 Aleph.
Okay. Habanot, which is the house. Banot.
Not house. This is one of those irregular root words. So it's where bat becomes banot. So daughter, singular, becomes banot. Yeah.
So a habanot. Well, would it be good? Gadolot?
Gedolot. So how does that translate?
Right?
Oh, the daughters are great.
Yes.
How about team? Yidolin? And that's the sons are great.
No.
No?
Yeah. Batim.
I don't know. Is that houses?
Yes. I
Oh.
know. That's weird.
They're the
Yeah.
ones I get stuck on every time.
Yeah.
Okay. So the houses are big.
Gedolim. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Gimel.
See, it confused me because there was no yud. There
I
should be a yud in
know.
there.
I know.
Okay.
All right, Gimel. Malchuto. Malchuto. Gedol.
Well, why don't you tell us what
Gedolo.
malchuto means first, so we know what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm sorry, what is, Courtney, what did you want me to do?
Oh, no, that's okay. So if you go to, what is the root word in malchuto?
Oh, Melech.
No, actually it's malchut. So that's, yeah, that's where I thought you, so it's actually kingdom, not king. That's the root
Okay,
word.
right.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, and then I didn't come up with the right line. So it means your kingdom,
Malchuto is actually his
his
kingdom.
kingdom.
Shalo, yeah, malchuto.
Okay, so it would be Malchuto Gedolo.
Gedola. Because, so this is
Oh.
a confusing one. So kingdom is actually a feminine word, feminine singular, malchut.
Ah.
But it's in this sentence, it's his kingdom. So you hear the masculine his, so it belongs to a single dude, but it's still a feminine word. So it's gedola. So his kingdom is great. Gedola.
Okay.
Goes back to Alan's question from before, which is that when you have plural of a noun, you make the adjective plural, but when you have possessive of a noun, you don't necessarily do that. You know what I mean? Because it's still singular, so you wouldn't make it plural. Does that make sense? Like you don't, the endings don't have to match just because it's possessive. But it's not Malchuto Gadolo because it doesn't match.
Correct. That's correct. Right. It's
So it has
just,
to be singular, masculine, but they don't match. They don't rhyme.
it's singular feminine actually, because malchut is a feminine word. So yes, but you're right. It's just gedolah, the adjective modifies the root word and not who has it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you just gotta keep your eye on the prize here.
Eye on the base noun. Yes.
All right, I think it's my turn. Dalet is Shimcha, which would be your name.
Your name.
Right, and so be Shimcha Gadol, because I think Shem is masculine.
Yes.
So Shimcha Gadol, which is your name is great.
Yes,
Or
to
big.
a male or a female.
Male or group of
Yes.
male or mixed group could be.
No, just actually, it would just be, it's because it's singular, you know it
Yeah.
is a male singular.
Okay,
If you said ma shmechem, then it would be what are their names, which
Uh-huh.
could be a mixed group, but ma shimcha is always going to be you masculine singular.
okay.
Yeah. Mispar arba.
Right, who Moshe Vish, Ushmo Tov.
Yes.
He is Moshe, and his name is good.
Yes.
Do you want me to do the first?
Yeah. You can do the
Oh,
first
okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Hu Hamelech. He is the king. So it would be he is the king. Hu Hamelech Ushmo Tov.
Yes. Yes. You didn't need to change anything there.
No.
He's the king and his name is good.
Okay, he habe bat, so that is, she is the daughter.
Yes.
So he habat be Moshe Tova.
U Shema.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I totally
Okay. No, that's okay. There's a lot going on here.
he. Okay, I'm gonna start over. If
Yeah.
that's
Start. Yeah.
he habat u Moshe
Ushma.
Ushma
Ushma. Her name.
Tova is good.
Okay, so this is what Barb was asking about. This is exactly, so Shema, her name is still a masculine singular word. So Ushima Tov, because Tov modifies the word Shem, her name, right? And name is a masculine singular word. So he habat, she is the daughter. Ushima, her name, Tov, is good.
And
Do we
do we just end up memorizing like what words are masculine? I know that we tried to in these lessons, but like in general vocabulary.
Yeah, you just have to learn which one's masculine and which one's feminine, and there's really no rule about it exactly. I mean, at some point you'll maybe start to recognize like a lot of words like simcha, bracha, are feminine words. They end in the ah sound, but then that becomes confusing because ma shimcha is the cha sound is actually how you say you're masculine. So you just have to learn it. Yeah. Okay.
Ani ha'av, I am the father. Ushami Tov,
Mhm.
and my name is good.
Yes. What if I wanted to say, I am the mother and my name is good?
Ani Ima or Aim?
Ani ha'im.
Ani ha'im. And then it would still be Ushami Tov.
Yes, exactly. Because Shem doesn't change, right? And Shmi, for me or mine, there's no masculine or feminine. It's just mine. So
Okay.
it's universal. Okay.
Okay.
Mispar Chamesh, 5.
Beto Gadol Motov. Let's see. His house is big.
Yes.
And his people are good.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want me to do Olive?
Yes.
Okay. BT would be my house. BT Gadol the Ami Tov.
Yes. Yep. And what does that mean?
My house is big and my people are good.
Yes. Very good.
Next one would be is Beitech, which would be your house feminine. So it would be Beitech Gadol v'Amech Tov.
Yes. Very good. And what does that mean?
Your house is big and your people are great, but it's talking to a feminine, female.
A female. Yes.
Beta is her house.
Her house.
So it'd be Beta Gadol Amcha.
The Amma.
Oh, Amato.
Yes. And what does that mean?
Her house is big and the people are good.
Her
people
people.
are good.
Mhm.
Her people?
Her people.
Oh
Mhm.
my God, okay.
Dalit is Betecha,
Beitcha.
Betecha,
Beitcha.
which is your house,
Yeah.
speaking to a man.
Yes.
So the sentence would read, Beitcha Gadol v'Amcha Tov.
Yes. And what does that mean?
Your house is big and your people are good.
Yes. And in biblical Hebrew, you probably translate it as great instead of big. Just so you know, like if you were reading and translating, but in modern spoken Hebrew, it would be big.
Hey, ready?
Shesh.
Ze Malki, V'hu Melech Baruch, which is, this is my king, and he is a blessed king.
Yes. And can you do the first one, Aleph?
Yep. That's Artsy, which is my land. So it would be Ze Artsy, V'hu Artsy
Eretz.
Baruch,
Yeah.
Barucha.
Yes. Ze or Zo, actually, sorry, Zo Artsy. Vihi Aretz Tova. Yeah.
Okay.
Bet.
Okay, Beni, my son.
Beni. Yeah.
Seb, Beni, Vihi,
Vahu, because he's a masculine.
okay, right. Zeb, Beni, Vahu, Bain, Baruch.
Yes. And what does that mean?
This is my son, and he is a blessed son.
Yes.
Next one is Avi, which is my father. So Bize Avi Vahu Av Baruch.
Yes. What does
This
that
is-
mean?
This is my father, and he is a blessed father.
Yes.
BT means my daughter.
Yes.
So it'd be, let's see, Zot.
What'd you say for the first one? Sorry, I just want to make sure I heard you right.
Zot,
Zot or Zo, yes.
BT. The he. Malki Baruch.
So actually, we're going to change Melech too, right? Because, or I guess you could, if you, that's actually not wrong. Zot, BT, this is my daughter. The he, she's we'll actually say Malka, a queen, Brucha, a blessed queen.
Brucha.
Or
Okay.
you could say Zot, BT, this is my daughter. Vehi, Bat, Brucha, and she's a blessed daughter. But if you wanted to keep with Melech and turn it into queen, it would be what word you said, Malka, right?
Malcha, yeah.
Malka, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So, Beiti, which would be my house. And to change this sentence, Ze Beiti,
Ze Beiti, because bait is masculine.
Vahu, Bait, Baruch.
Yes. And what does that say?
So this is my house, and it's a blessed house.
Yes. Very good. I actually think you guys are really getting it. I mean, I know it's like an adjustment, but I feel like you are. Do you feel like you are?
I'm enjoying the practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, any questions based on what we did today? All right.
It's out to do the review.
Yes. So I think we should do the review. And on page 50, if you look at some of the selections from the prayer book, you'll just recognize that you've heard some of these terms before. Atah Kadosh, the Shimcha Kadosh, you know, you are holy and your name is holy. So Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh, the holy God, you know, that kind of thing. And you're like, oh yeah, Ka'amcha Goi, you know, like your people, because, you know, in biblical Judaism, we talk about God as a masculine figure. So whenever we read it, at least in a non-ecumenical prayer book, it would be in a masculine. Although in some of the more modern prayer books, they do use kind of different terminology, but yeah.